Okay, how about a boat tour? Gratuitously, everybody does a boat tour, and I think I've done one on this, but it's right now it's not in the best of shape to do a tour, but I want to do, tour with some progress. Every now and then we'll do kind of a progress tour. Anyway. So let's start with the aft cabin. Here's the entryway to the cockpit from the aft cabin. Stairs, autopilot control, oddly, various junk that we have stored. The hanging locker, this is all going to change. Brett, the carpenter's going to put nice doors on that. Just various junk up on top of here that we have. Nice storage behind there. This is for our various personal items that we have, underwear, socks, and things like that. Brett's going to build a cabinet in here for us, so that's going to change a little bit. You've got the aft cabin in its glory. This is where we sleep. It's messy now. I've got, of course, my computer and my cameras and my iPad, things like that. This guy, we're gonna put a shelf across here. We may put storage there. May have it for books. This is kind of a neat little deal. We found this online. It's solid teak, and we may buy a few of those just to put in a few places. Kind of functional and decorative. This is our temporary library here. So that's probably going to move elsewhere, but we're keeping most of our books here. Of course, TV, Wii, DVD player. First mate's drawers. We have another drawer over here, which we keep various things in. Bench seat. Funny thing is, these bench seats don't look very comfortable, but it actually kind of is, and I like sitting here and reading. Just seems like a nice place to read. Windows, these had Velcro around them. Somebody had glued Velcro around them for curtains. That's all coming off. Skylight, nice opening hatch there. That's the stock standard lights that came on the Morgan. That's one of them there. I'll probably clean those up. I put LEDs in all of them. I should clean them up. Anyway. Aft head, done a few videos in here. You guys may remember this. This is the medicine chest from the Columbia that we moved over here, that we keep our medicine and whatnot in. We bought that from Minis, and we really liked it. Anyway, shower head installed, temporary liquor storage, huge storage area back behind here. The liquor's all going to move. We've got our baskets up here with various things. LED. Replace these with LEDs. Put in solar fan. Works beautifully. It keeps this aft head really kind of cool down and odor free. Anyway, 11-gallon water heater, which is still pulled out because we're still working on the shaft and the cutlass bearing. That guy, I may put him back down in there. I may remount him in the engine compartment. Still working on that. The slides on this drawer need to be replaced so that it slides in and out nicely. That opens up so that you have access to the back side of the holding tank, the stern holding tank, and to the exhaust. I think the exhaust goes through there. Anyhow, that is the aft head. Under here, back behind here and underneath the settee, which if you pull this mattress off, this mattress weighs about 150 pounds, it's really heavy, but if you pull this off you can get to the steering quadrant, which is back behind here. It's all hydraulic steering. This is access to the cutlass bearing. As you can see, we've got a wooden plug in here because the shaft is out to replace the cutlass bearing. no, this is access to the packing land, not the cutlass bearing, I'm sorry. This is all going to be replaced. We're going to replace the packing land here. And I have a bearing that goes in here, a brand new one that I'm going to put in. So this is stern access to the bilge and whatnot back here. And moving forward, we have in here a 50-gallon water tank, which the water maker is going to mount on top of. There's a nice place up there where I can mount the water maker on top of it. This was storage for spare anchor, anchor line, chain, engine coolant oil. It had a bunch of stuff in it. We took all of that out and cleaned it out, and it is now wine storage for our box wine. It's a low, cool place right against the hull, which is great. And ultimately, we'll take all the bags out of the boxed wines and mark them and just lay them all in there and have plenty of storage. We'll use these doors, I think, for something else. They'll probably go in the head back here. Anyway, engine compartment. I should say engine room because it's big. So moving forward up the hallway, we have the nav station. So obviously messy. This has become a tool drop area for all our tools. This was the old storage locker for the CNG, charged natural gas, that the other stove worked on. This is going to be turned into a liquor cabinet. Brett, the carpenter, is going to turn that into a liquor cabinet. Underneath we have my Nav Station Seat, which I installed. It's semi-comfortable, but it'll get the job done for a temporary place to sit down and plan things. Microwave, bread machine, various other things, a butcher block. Storage, that's going to be another storage. On the Nav Station, we have my ham radio, VHF AIS, wireless remote for the VHS, GPS, radar, and depth sounder. Underwater sonar is a better way to put it, because it's actually, the underwater sonar paints like a picture of the bottom. It's really neat. I'll have to do a demo on it. These guys are going to talk to each other. This guy will give him AIS, this guy will give him GPS, and they'll be able to talk to each other. Handheld West Marine. There's an old ham handheld back there. I have a brand new ham, 2 meter, 6 meter handheld. And there's my satellite 800, which I get my weather facts on. So once that's cleaned up, it'll look nice. Okay, so moving into the galley area. Pans, pots, various other things. We may leave those there, we may move those. Not sure yet. I defer to the first mate for this sort of thing. I give her suggestions, and she makes, because she works in this mostly, she makes all the main decisions. Pretty good storage back in here. As you can see, we've got some spoons, forks, and whatnot. We've got flour and some rice and olive oil. We've got our percolator, whole style percolator for heating water and percolating coffee. Coconut oil, coffee grinder, honey. I really have come to prefer honey in my coffee. And it's one of those bullet blenders which we use to make our bulletproof coffee, which, as the name might imply, but they're not related. They're completely two different things. Anyway, plates and saucers are back here, coffee cups. The first mate found these at West Marine. She fell in love with these. They're nautical. They came with knives, forks, and spoons. Really cool. Various spices along here. We'll probably end up with a spice or a nice cabinet up here after we build the cabinet out here. You guys, I've already done a video on what we're going to do with this. Guy Brett's going to do. The cold plate, which works really well. The temperature down here at the, just sitting here, is right at about 33 degrees, 34 degrees. Just perfect. You get down in the bottom part and it's in the teens. We've had ice down there for a couple of weeks and it keeps. Which reminds me, I've got a couple of beers in here which I may indulge in later. But that's the cool blue cold plate, which has just worked flawlessly. The only time it gave me any trouble at all was when the 8D battery over here went bad and is actually drawing the house voltage down to about 9 volts. I had to disconnect it. This guy gave me an error code, which actually pointed me to the problem. Told me it was low voltage. So I went around, I started looking and checked the voltage. Anyway, back to the tour. You guys know the new oven stove we put in works just beautifully, no problems yet. Double sink, of course hot and cold water. That's actually a freshwater spigot that is hooked to a freshwater tank in the V-berth. Oddly enough, very strange. I don't know why it's plumbed only to this guy. Just weird. That's going to change. That tank up there is going to be plumbed into the main system with valves. Cleaning stuff and different things. Oh, the first mate's toy, her trolling motor. I told her not to leave her toys laying around, but she doesn't listen. This is actually, it's going to go in the engine room, which brings us over to this guy. This is another opening to the front of the engine room. We have the side access over there where I can check the oil and whatnot. This is the front access. It's probably where they actually slid it out when they replaced it from the old 53 horse Perkins. They put 130 horse turbo Volvo diesel. So they probably had this access opened up to put it in. Anyway, so the engine compartment goes back in there. The engine's sitting about right here, and on the other side there's a huge space over here. The original boats had an option for an air conditioning system and a 7.5 kilowatt generator. That would have been all mounted over there. This has neither, so this has a bunch of space in there. So things like the trolling motor and various other things are going to be on the other side of the engine over here.